I've been working on injury cases for almost 30 years now. I spent a few years when I was much younger as an insurance defense lawyer, which is basically representing people that cause the injuries and representing the insurance carriers. For the last 25 years or so, I've been representing the actual victims of injury cases. And one of the things, if you do this for a long time, you see a bunch of car accidents, you see a bunch of slip and fall cases, you might see some medical malpractice or nursing home abuse, but you're also kind of looking for new things, interesting things. And one of the most interesting things that I've seen recently, and really kind of cutting edge, relates to lithium-ion batteries. These are the batteries that are used to power electric vehicles. We're talking like scooters, electric bikes, electric cars. Even small lithium-ion batteries are in your cell phones and your laptop computers. But it's really interesting stuff. I was involved in a case recently, a number of cases actually, that dealt with an explosion caused by a lithium-ion battery that was part of a battery pack for a scooter, a lithium-ion bike. It was really catastrophic, massive injury, death as well. But the thing to keep in mind on the whole thing was, how these types of things happen. These lithium-ion batteries are actually very interesting. They pack an awful lot of power. They're very good because they can last a long period of time. You have a lot of shelf life on these things and a lot of charge each time you charge the thing up. So in that regard, they work really well. They can be very efficient. They're also much smaller. If you think of like what we used in the past, like your car battery, it's kind of bigger, it's super heavy, it's not easy to manipulate, you can't use it in a bunch of different places. But these lithium-ion batteries are typically smaller, they're more compact, they're easy to transport and move around. And again, they pack an awful lot of power, more than your car battery or something like that. So in that regard, it really works very well. But there's a lot of hidden dangers related to these things, and I learned it pretty much firsthand. We took this case in 2024 from an injury claim that happened in 2023, and we had a chance to investigate all the aspects related to what happened here. And it was a really big fire that was caused by the lithium-ion battery. But when we got involved, we didn't know exactly if it was a lithium-ion battery that caused this particular explosion or if it could have been caused by something else. When we took a first look at it, all we really had was damage from the rubble from the explosion. When we dug all the way through the rubble, we could actually find the individual lithium-ion batteries. And from speaking to witnesses, we saw that the fire that was caused by the explosion originated right in the area where these lithium-ion batteries were being kept. So that kind of put us on the course to try to figure out what had happened here. When we pieced everything together from the fire investigator and from law enforcement and fire department personnel, big explosion, big fire, we were able to pinpoint the area of where the explosion happened, and it was right where this lithium-ion battery pack had been placed. And the facts surrounding that battery pack are really kind of interesting. This family bought a electric scooter. It had a lithium-ion battery pack that came with it. And they were using the battery pack pretty much as they were instructed in the instructions related to the actual scooter. They'd been out that day, they had powered up the scooter, had used it, the bike, they had used it for a portion of the day. They brought it back, disconnected the battery pack from the bike after the bike had actually fallen into salt water. Disconnected the two, placed the battery pack in a particular area where they were staying, and then didn't try to charge it, didn't try to use it, do anything with it. The thing later that evening blew up, exploded, caused all kinds of harm. So the thing we learned about these types of things was when we first got involved, we didn't know if we could tie everything together until we actually did the investigation. But when we actually were able to pinpoint the area of where the accident occurred, where the explosion occurred, and then we talked to witnesses who said, yeah, we saw a fire coming right from the area where this lithium-ion battery pack was being stored, it started to click for us a little bit. We could assume that the battery pack had some sort of a defect and led to the explosion, which led to a fire, which led to all kinds of damages. So we did a little bit more digging on that. We learned about these individual battery packs and how safe they really are and they aren't. And the thing to keep in mind on these battery packs is water, especially salt water, is really, really bad for them. These battery packs are about a foot long, 18 inches, about 6 inches deep, and they contain about 18 to 24 actual individual battery cells, lithium-ion battery cells, and they're all connected to each other. All right, I'm not a scientist here. I can tell you what they look like, that they all connect and they all work kind of together with regard to that. Well, the problem is once these things get exposed to salt water, the salt water basically causes a malfunction between the individual battery cells. The actual salt conducts electricity. It causes the individual battery cells to heat up. It can go into a fire explosion. The technical term is thermal runaway, and lead to a massive, massive fire. And the thing about these battery packs, once they're on fire, they go for hours. In our particular case, law enforcement and fire department personnel were trying to put the fire out for over 4 hours, according to their reports. Finally went out, but these battery packs, again, so much energy in them, they just keep going and going and going. Well, in our particular situation, the bike and the battery pack fell into salt water. The bike and the battery pack were taken apart. The battery pack was placed aside. It led to a fire. What we were able to find out was after we could kind of pinpoint the location, and after we did a little more research on these particular batteries, we actually tested them.